I'm a futurist, as a lot of people might know, but and one of the first things I start with is the word trust. Trust is at its absolute premium right now, more than ever before. And I think it's important that we anchor trust right at the very beginning. A lot of the technology that's coming in, like blockchain and others, actually is addressing the issue of trust. Another side, another data point of trust, let's just take United States as a proxy. Do you know that less than 30%, it's actually 28% only, in the United States, people believe that that their banks are honest and fair. 28% only. Shame on them. And they still survive and they make tons of money and they're fine. And we still bank with them and they're, 28%. So that's a very relevant data point. And what do we need to do to rebuild some of that trust back? The ecosystem is changing. Today, the world economy it crossed a couple of months ago to $100 trillion. That's the world's GDP today. And the rate at which the world is changing through the digital transformations and so on, it will be at 150 trillion by the year 2050, in the next 30 years, which basically means the pie is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But the players are now going to be different. And there will be 3 new entrants. One of them are the tech companies, then the unicorns, the likes of Amazon and Amazon will probably come in the tech side, Alibaba and people like that. The third will be the fintechs and so on, and the fourth will be the banks and as we know them. And this becomes the new ecosystem. So now we have a bigger pie, and we can slice that pie up the way we want to slice it up. I wanted to talk about what I call the 10 secrets of the future of banking and finance. Secret number 1 is the future strategy of banking needs to be more human, behavioral, contextual, and experiential, as opposed to be product-based. Second rule is that we need to go back to the first principles of banking. Banking only has 3 things, right? Stored value, which is your bank account, the interaction, which is your transactions, and the third is lending and credit. You put a box around it, put it on the cloud, in your pocket, and you've got yourself a bank. Why do you need a bank? Why do you need physical spaces? I think that's the question there. The fourth area is cost. Most new platforms and businesses that are coming in, the marginal cost is going down to as near zero as possible. We have to have a different set of thinking. A mindset shift has to be a fundamental new thing that we have to be looking at, is where the marginal cost is down to zero. Airbnb's marginal cost is zero. Uber's marginal cost is zero. A lot of the platforms, transactions across marginal cost is zero. So we have to now re-look at a marginal cost being zero and build our businesses and our platform built around that. When you look at the future of marketing, the future of financial institutions is more tech rather than marketing in the traditional form. I'm a futurist and I do a lot of work on transformation. One of the fundamental core things in transformation is an immune system. And a current immune system, every corporation, every organization has an immune system. An immune system is what I cannot do here. And it's there, the antibodies are there to protect you. And that's how an immune system works. And the stronger the immune system, the less the change happens. And the larger the organization, the stronger the immune system is. So an immune system, just to give you a reference point, if you are doing a kidney replacement, for example, the first thing a doctor will give you is immunosuppressants to suppress that, and then they will put the kidney in, and then some things can change. What is happening, as I see around, is that our immune system response with regulators and banks is precisely that status quo has to be there. It's like a big aircraft carrier. It can only move a little bit. But it's the little jump jets on top who can go out there and do things. And I think she made the absolutely interesting point that when the kids that were born, the Gen Z and the Alpha generation, in 20 years, 15 years' time, they will have no reference point to a bank as we see it today. So we are looking at a legacy structure that we have been brought up in. The best place to go is China. China, it has already happened. And the reason it's happened is because China went from cash to mobile fintechs in one go. There was nothing in between. No regulators, no nothing. It went whoosh. guess what's happening? 98 and 99% of the transactions are mobile-based and fintech-driven, and all of those new things. So I think we are stuck with legacy issues as opposed to, and that I'm speaking as a transformation person, as a digital transformation and a business transformation person. So my final comments are that is basically the banks and the financial institutions need to have their immune system addressed, the mindset shift to be there, to be able to reinvent themselves, not from within. No major institution can innovate from within that much. It has to be from the outside. So to create a bunch of edge projects around them, to be able to create a better future. Marriott Hotel and Accor Group, if they, over the last 5, 6, 7 years, had opportunities to buy Airbnb, Booking.com, and TripAdvisor. Today, they are less than $50 billion worth of value. They would have been $250 billion worth of value. But they didn't pick up those edges. And the other bit of advice to the large institution is if you have an edge, please don't bring it back in. You'll kill it. Leave it on the edge. Leave Zand on the edge. If Zand gets taken over by Emirates NBD, game over. He's finished. He'll have a nice salary, but the bank's gone. It's toast.